The research and development tax credit, it's misunderstood. It's misidentified as yes, you qualify or no, you don't. You might have heard rumblings about it. Is this something you should investigate? That's the purpose of this video today, is to help you determine, is this something that I should be claiming or not claiming? Is this something that's applicable to my business or is it not applicable to my business? The problem is that it's still relatively new to most American businesses. The credit itself is not new. It's been around since 1981, so over 40 years it's been being used by American companies, but it was being used and only applicable to America's biggest companies. It wasn't until 2015 that it finally became available to more businesses around the country and small businesses in general. It's gone through some tweaking since, but the consensus around Congress is that they want more small businesses claiming the R&D credit because not enough of them are claiming it, and so they want more of them claiming it. Now the issue is that most R&D firms only service large businesses because that's who claimed it forever. So only America's businesses had R&D firms that specialized in it to help them claim it. Now that it's available to more people, those same firms have not adapted who they're looking for to service the small business owner. So one of the benefits of it starting to, now we're 8 years in, is there's firms popping up that can actually serve the small business owner. And you might be wondering, well, why on earth doesn't my accountant just do this? Why does it need to be a specialist? And the answer is it doesn't have to be a specialist, but if you're wanting someone to do it right and someone to spend the time that's needed to accurately determine yes or no on qualifying, you're going to want to use a specialist. Accountants already have a plethora of things that they have to worry about. They have to make sure they're in compliance with, they have to make sure they're filing on time. Like, have you ever tried to get a hold of your accountant at the beginning of the year and during tax season? It's impossible. They're so busy. They're working 60, 70 hours a week. To then add on something that takes a lot of time and dedication, it's just too much. So you're going to want a specialist firm. It's going to not replace your accountant, but it's going to be a collaborative effect with your accountant to help you claim the credit if it's applicable. The R&D credit is in the tax code to help reward businesses that are being innovative, trying new things, experimenting and developing better and unique ways to help their clients and help their business become more efficient. Time-wise, to help them make more money, to help them just solve bigger problems. Now, what goes into qualifying? The easiest way to pick this is you have to meet a 4-part test. The 4-part test looks like this. Number 1, there has to be a permitted or qualified purpose. It has to be intended to develop or improve a product or a process. It has to be inventing something. It has to be for the improvement of the functionality, of the performance, or the quality, or the reliability, or to reduce costs. That has to be the purpose behind the project that the business owner is engaging in. Number 2, the activity has to be tied or involved in primarily a hard science, engineering, physical science, chemistry, computer science, biology. Has to be tied to that. Number 3, there has to be some sort of technological uncertainty that you don't know if it's going to work. You don't know the outcome. You don't know if adding XYZ or doing ABC is going to change the effect of this, or it's going to improve the product by this. There has to be some sort of uncertainty, and you have to be trying to improve it. And lastly, there has to be some sort of evaluation of alternatives. If we tried it this way, what was the result? If we tried it this way, what was the result? Are we going to do a prototype? Are we going to test it? Are we going to model it? Are we going to simulate it? Are we going to try things? That's the 4-part test. If you're able to show that your activities within your business meet this 4-part test, you may qualify for the credit. I say may because I don't know if you do or not, because you need a specialist to look at it. A specialist is the only one I would say can authoritatively say you do or you do not qualify for the credit. Now, you might be looking at me going, well, I don't know if I qualify for that. I don't know if I'm meeting that criteria. So here's just some helpful hints. What industry are you in? Specific industries typically have a higher chance of qualifying. any business could qualify at some level if they met that four-part criteria, but what businesses meet it more often than others? So here's just a fast-fire list of who should be paying attention to this. Medical, so that's dentistry, that's physicians, that's surgeons, that's optometrists, that's chiropractors. If you own a practice and you're looking to improve things or try things or improve products or processes or solve problems, could be a good fit. Manufacturing, construction, aerospace, food creation, not restaurants, but like food and formulations, chemistry-based things. We've had pest control companies qualify. We've had software companies, engineering firms, technological firms. All of these industries have a higher chance of qualifying. So if you're in those industries and you're profitable and you're making money, reach out to a specialist. Try and find a way to see, is there credits available? Because here's the deal. We've helped people do the R&D credit from $1,000 in R&D credits all the way up to 190. We even had someone, I think, get $200,000 in R&D credits. Now, that's a very wide scale of different businesses and business sizes in different industries. But nonetheless, like, that's $2,000 that you would pay off your taxes, or that's $10,000 off your taxes. Unless you investigate it, you can't know. So if you're in one of those industries and you're profitable, investigate the R&D credit. It can help you save some taxes that you might be unnecessarily paying. And if you're unnecessarily paying them, the IRS is willing to let you keep it. You just have to show that you meet the criteria of the R&D credit. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have questions about the R&D credit, please reach out. I'll have my calendar link in the show notes in the comment section, and you can reach out and we'd love to help. Another easy way to get a hold of us is biglifefinancial.com/credits. You can look and see and schedule a free consultation. Is this right for you? Is the R&D credit applicable? Hopefully this is helpful. Use the R&D credit, investigate the R&D credit if it's applicable to your business, and even if it's not, it could be worth the investigation because you never know unless you check.